Okay, welcome everyone to yet another video here on my YouTube channel. I haven't grown tired of Supreme Vintage Cube just yet, so let's play another one. I have tried to tune my strategy a little bit. I've found that removal spells are actually pretty useful as long as they can kill Bowmasters, Hullbreacher, and Children. So I'm trying to draft with that in mind here while still going for the same winning strategy. Pretty clear here that we're supposed to take Mox Ruby and Ursa Saga. If you're not into Ursa Saga, I guess you could make a case for a fetch. Pretty nice Ancestral Recall here, and aside from that, it's not like the broken stuff we have here. I might tag Sensei's Divining Top, actually. Sensei's Divining Top is fine for, like, Academy, mainly, I guess, and just ensuring that you find some gas on time. Pretty nice Mox Jet here. I think I'm going to take a Mana League alongside it. Strip Mine is actually pretty good because Ursa Saga and Academy are in a lot of the opponent's decks. I'm going to take the 2-mana counter here. Okay, this pack is not the best. This could be the moment to dip into another color. I could go like Ragavan Talisman, maybe. I don't think that's horrible. Like, the pack is just not great, so let's do that. Ooh, very nice. Oh, it's that. There's like 4 insane cards in this pack. We're gonna take the Mox Sapphire, no questions asked. I'm actually not gonna take the Mana Bolt. I think the move is to take Force of Negation. Let's take that. The free counter. Ooh, Force of Will, Black Lotus. Don't mind if I do. I wouldn't have minded Tidebinder or Misty. Now we have both forces. Pretty awesome. Here's a Demonic Tutor. Like, I don't mind abandoning the Ragavan. I don't think that's, like, crazy. Question is if I'm trying to do both. Maybe Dak Faden is too good. Dak Faden stealing artifacts, Demonic Tutor. So we kind of need some Grixis splash here. With that being said, is Blackcleave Cliffs too weak? I also need some win conditions at some point. Lelia could be it, but doesn't have to. Maybe take, like, Jace and Blackcleave Cliffs. Take that over Troll. It feels a bit weird. Maybe Troll has more upside. I'll take the Blackcleave Cliffs. Let's see if I regret that. So, pretty bad pack here. Spellseeker goes and gets Ancestral Recall. Kind of good to get that in rotation. Snapcaster Mage is good. With Ancestral Recall as well, we can kind of glue our deck together nicely by taking those two. Basically taking it over like Triome, a Haunted Rich. Okay, pretty clear Hullbreacher Prismatic Vista here, I believe. Yeah, we need some mana fixing. Our lands are kind of terrible here. Taking it over Brainstorm. I think that's totally fine. Ooh, okay, great pack. So here I can take Bowmasters and Mystic Confluence. Not gonna complain about that. Mystic Confluence kind of expensive, but that's just how it is sometimes. I actually really like Murktide Regent because just having a random win condition that doesn't require a whole lot. There isn't a lot of removal for it in the format, so I think that's good. And Thieving Skydiver, kind of like Dak Faden. The format is super powered, so those cards are reasonable. No mana fixing here either. This could get a little bit ugly. Maybe we take Talisman of Dominance because it's actually double on color. So the thing about Wheel of Fortune that I found out is, since the meta is kind of, I'm going to pick up as many Bowmasters, Hullbreachers, Narsets, and Childress as humanly possible, this card can actually be a liability. So I'm going to take the Talisman. This is not a great pack. Let's see, is Emery good in the deck? I mean, I do have Black Lotus and Sensei's Divining Top, 7 artifacts right now. The thing about Mox Diamond is It's not really ideal because the decks end up with such low land count. There's something to be said about speculating on Blightsteel, but if I get like Bauble, Emery is just better, so maybe take that. And there's the Tinker after choosing to not speculate. So let's see. Stern Scolding counters Hull Breacher and Bowmasters. That is serviceable. I actually like Malcolm a lot. Maybe I can go Malcolm speculate on Tinker with 3 packs left. Let's go. Let's go. I love Spell Pierce, cheap interaction. My mana base is terrible. That's just... I don't know if I like down prioritized Grixis fixing that much. I don't feel like it was that bad, but maybe it is. Chromho Siege Jarg is a great win condition, but we're kind of doing well on the win conditions. Maybe the alternatives are just terrible and we actually take it. Fair enough. There's Underground Sea. I'm definitely going to take that. This is pack number 17, by the way. I can take that. I can take the Twister. I mean, I'm not big on the Twister, but we can take it for sure. It can be situationally insane. The Watery Grave is awesome. And so is, like, here, I could take Triplicate Titan to make Tinker good. So quickly let me check up on my playable situation. If I take Watery Grave and Daze, I'm at 36 cards. Yeah, I would need to cut some cards. I don't really... I feel like I should just bolster my mana base here. Okay. Pretty awesome deck. Very reactive compared to some of the other decks I've had. It's very possible these talismans don't make the cut, but let's see. Okay, we have something like Emery. Pretty easy cut in my opinion. I don't need that card. So right now I have 6 slots in the deck. That would not put me to it at enough lands, so I'll have to make more cuts. It is possible that, like, thanks to the, like, to try and make the mana better, I cut Ragavan. Even though Ragavan seems like super awesome. Maybe I cut Time Twister. I can have it in the sideboard if my opponent is not on, like, anti-draw. I think that's a fine strategy. So let's see. If I go like this, I add 7 lands. Oh, let's try that out. So quickly, let's see how much red do we have. 1, 2, in case I add a mountain, which makes it 3, which makes it 4, which makes it 5. Not a whole lot, to be honest. I might need to cut Ragavan because it's early red. Let's see how many black do we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already. 6, 7. 7 black for those two. That's perfectly fine. Let's see how much blue do we have already. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go up to 10 blue. I think that's just how it has to be. Okay, we have a pretty sweet looking deck here. I could see us being... No, we're at 5 power. I think that's like around the average. I don't think that's either terrible or incredibly bonkers. Okay, let's submit this and see if we can reign supreme. Thanks for watching so far. Don't go anywhere, guys. All right, round 1, playing Grixis in the Supreme Cube. I have a pretty decent opener with Force of Will for opponents, shenanigans, Bowmasters if they get naughty, and just sit back and let the saga tick up if nothing happens. It comes to like a draw go scenario. Opponent plays Volcanic Island Pass. Let's see if that means Ancestral Recall on my upkeep. That would be kind of annoying. I would much rather play against stuff like Spell Pierce, etc. Okay. Let's lead on the Ruby. Actually, if this Ruby gets Spell Pierced, it's kind of annoying. Then I guess I don't play turn 1 Ursa Saga. Then I just delay my plan. That's fine. The opponent maybe considered Daze there. I just develop my stuff here to play around soft counters the best as possible. Play around, the opponent resolving a draw 7 or whatever. There's Ancestral Recall. Okay, I think that's worth cracking Black Lotus 4. I think it's reasonable to just go, sure, resolve your Ancestral, take a bunch of damage. I have a big board. I still have the Force of Will. I think that's reasonable. I also wouldn't fault anyone for fighting over that Ancestral and keeping the Lotus around. I now have 5 power on the board. Kind of out of nowhere. So, with the opponent not casting Ancestral Recall on my upkeep, kind of tells me they have some interactive stuff. Retrofitter is fine. I have, like, bigger creatures. I have Dak Phaeton. Okay, we drew another blue card. That's pretty awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fetch an island right away. Because of, like, Strip Mine or Wasteland. The opponent plays that out. Then end of turn where I'm going to make a token. They can respond to the fetch. Kill the Saga. That would be kind of bad. My read is still that the opponent has a Spell Pierce in hand or something, since they didn't fire off the Ancestral on my upkeep. Let's see. I think it's just my opponent's move, I would say. I have double counter. They lean on the Retrofitter for chum blocking. They're not really getting anywhere, and I'm building a big board of constructs. Let's see. Is this Tinker? Oh, it's Tinker. Okay. So I think the move here is go Force of Will, so it can still activate Saga. If the opponent has a Force, I Spell Pierce. The opponent's seen enough. Fair enough. Okay, so we play against Teamer Tinker. Not sure what to make of that, except Dak Phaeton is probably pretty awesome against our deck. We already saw Retrofitter Foundry. Obviously, we don't know what the opponent was gonna tinker up. I'm just quickly gonna run through my deck here. We have Spellseeker, goes and gets Ancestral, then I can flash it back a few ways. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Have both the forces. Okay. I'm ready to submit this again. It's sad about the Ragavan. If my mana was a little better, let's say I didn't have the black cards, for instance, then I would easily play the Ragavan. Nice hand. Nice hand. Lots of interactive stuff. If the opponent finds a bad window for Ancestral Recall, it could just be over. Ursa Saga, though, with Soul Ring. Okay, so I guess I'm getting a taste of my own medicine here. That's not fun. Mox Ruby, like, under normal circumstances, an insane draw, but I actually think it could be not enough here. Ursa Saga is just so good. Sometimes you don't have to do anything. The plan is to draw my own Saga or Dak Phaeton. Oh. Wait. Oh, okay. So maybe this is because it's Tolarian Academy. Otherwise, it's a bit sus timing. I don't even think I play out the Whole Breacher. I feel like the opponent will just, if they have it, respond with Ancestral Recall, and then it doesn't really do anything. So let's see here. I can go first. Swamp. Then I can go Spellseeker. So the thing is, am I going for Demonic Tutor, Dak Phaeton, or Demonic Tutor Mystic Confluence to kind of stem the bleeding? I could actually see that. But maybe I'm supposed to resolve Ancestral and draw into, like, find those cards organically. Maybe that's better. Okay, I'll pass here, and then on the opponent's upkeep, I feel like I'll Ancestral. Okay. The opponent does that. I'm going to cast Ancestral. Ancestral resolves. I draw my own Saga. Let's see if I can take the beating until my own Saga is online. That's up for debate right now. The constructs will be 4/4s. Mana Crypt is a good one. Kind of hope my opponent goes for like Tinker with one backup. One ring. Funny. Let's good question. I'll Mana Leak because it's the most expensive one. And mana might be clutch later. Please force it with me. Okay. So the opponent can attack for 4. Talisman is not the worst draw in the world. Mainly because I'm trying to build... Let's play this correctly. Mainly because I'm trying to build like artifact count for my Ursa Saga to beat their Ursa Saga. Okay. Let's see if that happens. Right now, I'm making 5/5s out the gate. Which right now is enough to stabilize. Really hope to catch something with that Hull Breacher. That might not be the case, though. Ursa Saga is kind of my... Yeah, I mean, obviously the top of my deck can be pretty powerful. I have cards like Cryptic Command. I have... Let me quickly pull up the deck list here. I have Cryptic Command, Mystic Confluence, that are great. I have Murktide Regent, this is a decent card. Chromho Siege Shark is a decent card. Thieving Skydiver, even. Oh, yeah, I have a lot of stuff. Dak Faden. So Saheeli is a good one, unfortunately, because it can kind of make a Mana Crypt into... if then they all become 5/5s. Yeah, this is not ideal. Let's see what the opponent is planning to do with it. Grim Monolith. I'm actually gonna Spell Pierce that because then my opponent, it either gets countered. Okay, yeah. Great play by the opponent, unfortunately. The opponent can do exactly that, make the Mana Crypt into a construct. This is lethal, I have to block. Go to 5. And I'll play the Hull Breacher. Kinda have to find a good draw, I feel like. Yeah, that's not a good draw. Now I have 2 blockers. I'm still gonna make my opponent do it. Because let's say I attack Saheeli, the opponent will chump block. Yeah, this is just over. Okay. So the opponent got me with the good old Ursa Saga, use Saheeli to, just have more constructs and just, attack with a few creatures. It's kind of interesting how this game wasn't about like big draw 7s or tinkers or... It was just the opponent attacking with creatures. Okay. I think I'm pretty well set up to not lose to Ursa Saga. I have Dak Faden. I have Skydiver, Demonic Tutor for consistency. Mystic Confluence can bounce 2 Saga tokens and draw a card. And Spellseeker for Demonic Tutor in a pinch. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be fine in general against that card, but it can obviously steal games. Okay, game 3. Let's see if we can do it to the opponent. Okay, this is a very fair hand, but I think on the back of Mana Leak, Dak Faden combined, this is a keep. I think a tapped Shockland is not really a power move in Supreme Cube. Maybe I should just take the damage and be a big boy. Okay. Double Mox into what? Turn 1 Tinker. No, 4th Eolingus. Okay, that's a big problem. Turn 1, 4th Eolingus. Wow, Bowmaster. What to do? Huh. Yeah, I'm really not sure what to do here because the opponent could just have any, like, 1-for-1 counter and I get blown out. I think this is the exactly right move because then I can go shoot the knight, Preordain resolves, shoot the knight, and I sneak it in under blue mana. The opponent has a removal spell here. That would be very annoying, but that's definitely my window to play the Bowmaster. The opponent needs like Plow, Bolt. Ooh, and they didn't have that, so I get to clear the board. I now have 2 creatures. I'm threatening to take back the Monarch. The opponent goes Nettle Cyst. Make it 3/3. So I have Dak Faden, but getting control of the equipment doesn't exactly help me. The fact that they draw a card end of turn and I get to ping once more and growing the orcs, that's pretty huge. So what I can do here is Dak Faden one of the Moxen. Maybe that's the move. Chromho Seed Shark is a good one. So let's see. What happens if I Dak Faden my opponent's Sapphire? Then attack with the 3/3. And then the opponent can chump block to stay the Monarch or take the damage and I become the Monarch. Let's see what we draw end of turn. Like a force would be Chef's Kiss. Mox, not a bad draw. I develop my Saga that turn as well. Then the opponent really needs to play to the board now, like do some very good things. Otherwise, I really like my spot. The opponent's attacking me. So if I chump block with Bowmasters, I stay the Monarch. Then next turn, what's my plan? My plan next turn is play Artifact. Maybe just stay back, actually. Okay. I'll block. Try and stabilize here. The opponent passes, which is kind of what I was hoping was going to happen. Saga's on. Let's draw some cards here. The opponent didn't like that situation. So my plan is here to draw some cards, filter my hand, get rid of stuff like, I don't know, like maybe take, like, the whole point is I wanted to activate Saga this turn and hold a mana leak, so I just need to deploy one more mana. Jet is perfect because it also grows the Saga. Then I can kind of sit back, let my opponent come to me, and kind of play reactive because I'm the Monarch here. Yeah, Bowmaster's pretty insane that the opponent decided to play a cantrip, so I got to kill the 2/2. Like, that was the huge part. Otherwise, it would have been a bit iffy. Like, would have to like suicide attack a Bowmasters to get in to get the Monarch. Maybe the Monarch would go back and forth, etc., etc. But yeah, that definitely worked out in my favor. Let's see if we can have some more of that. See you guys for round 2. All right, round 2. This opening hand is kind of strange. So if I go turn 1 Ursa Saga, play Sensei's Divining Top, then I would have to activate Top on upkeep to hopefully find a blue source. Then I Ancestral on the opponent's turn. Then the Saga goes off. I'm actually going to mulligan this. I think too much stuff can go wrong, and I'm obviously a champ. Mulliganing into Ancestral Recall, so yeah, great decision. What do I get rid of here? Maybe the Seeker is not very good. Once I have Ancestral Recall in rotation, Spell Seeker is not really worth its rate. So let's see. If I Ancestral Recall now, the upside is I can hit some jewelry. That's good. Like, in a perfect world, I hit, like, Mox, and I can play Jace. That's super unlikely. The downside of playing it now is exactly Force of Negation. I'll try. It's like Force of Negation versus some small stuff. Okay, so we find some more, like, low to the ground efficient cards. Let's see how much of a blowout we're looking at. Dak Faden is going to be awesome. So in a perfect world, I kind of waste my opponent's mana now. Let's see. Let's play that. Pass the turn and step Malcolm, and then Dak. The Mux Jet really, like, oof. That's a big card because it represents Orcish Bowmasters, and I'm scared of that card. You want to go Saga Soul Ring. Okay. So the thing is, if the opponent has Bowmaster, and I get crushed here, feel like I should play Skydiver. I'm gonna take the Soul Ring because it's so good with Saga. Opponent taps for mana. I'm gonna attack here. The reason why I took the Soul Ring, apart from it just being like a better mana rock on my side, and the Saga thing, is now the opponent can't have Hull Breacher as a nasty surprise. If the opponent has Bowmasters, they kill both of my creatures, which is super sad. Let's see it. Okay, the opponent did not have Bowmasters. That's super good news. My hand is pretty darn good, so I'm going to discard Mox Rui. And then I'm going to pass. So my hand is pretty well set up. I was lucky to have, well, I mean, I prioritized them in the draft, but I was lucky to actually have drawn good measures against artifacts. So and now I can just sit back and not do anything. It's kind of exactly the spot I wanted when I draft this cube. If I can sit back, heck away with, like, critters like this. Okay, wow, Black Lotus. That is pretty darn sick. Does that change anything? If I play Black Lotus, maybe I can play Jace Rince Prodigy out here? Yeah, why not? I mean, the thing about the Jace is it's kind of representing one more Ancestral Recall right now. It's not really what the game is about for me, but it's still, like, some extra problem on the opponent's plate. I could have played out Dak Faden, but I want to steal a construct with that card. It's pretty awesome I can steal an untapped construct. Okay, so the opponent will now have 4 force. When I take it, it'll be a 3/3 unless I'm forced to crack the Lotus. For Cryptic Command, speaking of Lotus, the opponent tutored up Lotus, and let's see what's coming here. Green. Huh. I have no idea what this is. Green. Maybe it's like Pest Infestation or something. Pest Infestation on those two. That card is... Yeah, I feel like I have to Cryptic because next turn, if I'm going to deck, I don't have the mana anyways, so might as well. Cryptic. Counter draw. Ooh, I can't even sneak in a Hull Breacher here. With my remaining mana, the opponent plays a Birds. Okay, the opponent concedes here. Yeah, I guess I just had too much stuff in their opinion. I'm gonna Ancestral once more. Yeah, I guess the opponent was just toast here. Okay, pretty awesome. Opponent showed Birds of Paradise and Pest Infestation. It makes a lot of sense. Pest Infestation is very, very strong in this format. It's funny. This is my fourth Supreme Cube draft, I believe, and it's like the getting into the format. I had some idea about. Oh, I just want to go nuts with like wheels and Hull Breachers. But if everybody wants to do that, then bread and butter cards like Spell Pierce, Force of Negation, Force of Will, stuff like that becomes better, and you don't have to play the draw sevens yourself, in my opinion. Then there's stuff like everybody's gonna have like 3 Moxen or whatever. Then all of a sudden, cards like Thieving Skydiver, Dak Fade, and Pest Infestation become better. It makes a lot of sense that that's like the evolution. Okay, this we can't really argue with an Ancestral Recall hand, and we actually have pretty good follow-ups. Ooh, this could be very bad. This could be very, very bad. Nice turn one from the opponent here. Ursa Saga, Box, and Lotus. That's kind of absurd. I'm not gonna play out the Mox, which definitely also comes with a price. I'm gonna cast this Ancestral and just... I mean, I don't think I'm supposed to hold Ancestral, even though it's very likely something bad will happen. Okay, we got to kill a Lotus and a Counterspell with Ancestral Recall. That's almost as good as drawing the 3 cards, especially in this scenario where the opponent is going Ursa Saga. There's a land. I would expect the opponent to not do anything and just activate the Saga. So now I actually have a cool play. I'm gonna go Island. And then I'm gonna play Skydiver, because if I succeed in taking the jet, the opponent cannot activate Saga on their turn. And that means Ursa Saga is just gonna be, creating like a 2/2. I also have the Dak Faden for later. Let's see what the opponent can do with Ursa Saga, the tutor effect. Killing off their own mana base, Lotus already being gone. I guess they will have Crypt or Sol Ring, I can't remember. I think it was Sol Ring. So it's not the end of the world, but we did negate like a construct. So let's see. If the opponent has Pest Infestation, that would be very, very strong. Opponent fetches Volcanic Island. Halfling, okay. Huh. Halfling into nothing. Am I willing to trade off here? I think so, yes, because I play like a Planeswalker like Dak, where sometimes it's nice the opponent doesn't have that many creatures in play. Snapcaster Ancestral Recall. Let's see. Snapcaster Recall. Is that better than going Seed Shark Talisman? I'm not sure. I'll try the Seed Shark. I'll try and kind of, play to the board a bit. So I get an Incubator. Right now, it doesn't matter too much, but could be down the line. The opponent has another Mox here. They must have drawn that, because last turn, that Mox would have made it so that their construct could kind of beat my Skydiver. Nice Bowmaster. Yeah, I feel like I should just take it a bit relaxed here. Attack. Have the Bowmaster ready. Have Snapcaster Ancestral ready. You ready to make the Incubator a 2/2 before my next turn? I don't think I'm supposed to like spend all my mana. I'm not even gonna do the Snapcaster Ancestral. I don't want to get caught by yeah, the opponent's great at parties. I'm not gonna like expose the Snapcaster Recall into some Hull Breacher when I'm doing great. I'm not gonna say I'm clearly winning, but I'm doing good here. Let's play the Bowmaster out. I think it's fine to just get that into play. Oh, the opponent's seen enough. Fair enough. Okay, so we're 2-0. The opponent's deck kind of fell flat here, but we got to showcase the power of having Skydiver and Dak Faden when the format is a lot about artifacts. That was kind of cool. Okay, so that means we're ready for the finals. Let's see if we can take it down. Don't go anywhere. All right, it's finals time. Thanks for sticking with me up until this point. We're on the draw here. The opponent took a mulligan, and we're staring down this hand. So let's see. What does this hand do? This hand has all my 3 colors. That's decent. This hand has a turn 2 mana leak. Then I have to tap out for Seed Shark or wait a bunch of turns. I could easily see mulliganing this hand. If I keep this hand, I'm saying nothing bad is going to happen on my opponent's turn 1 and 2. And if that doesn't happen, if I'm still in the game, then I might have a good chance. But I just feel like 5 mana sources is too much. I'm going to mulligan, and I'm going to look like a genius once more. Yeah, it's pretty lucky. I'm going to hang on to the Spell Seeker for Force Fodder, and I'm going to pop bottom. Could be just Swamp, and I can just fetch it if I need it. Okay, so 6 cards versus 6 cards, but I have Force Will and Ancestral Recall, so good start. Let's counter the Ancestral Recall. Let's try and resolve my own Ancestral Recall. Yeah, this is not good. This is a lot of lands. I have Dak Faden in my deck as a good fixer for this. Sol Ring. Candelabra. Okay, so the opponent has Academy in the deck. Cool. Opponent untaps blue. And preordains. Okay. So please, Dak Faden. Like, Dak Faden would be insane because then first I take their Sol Ring, second I like start filter my hand. Skydiver or Dak Faden? Mana Leak. Ooh, that Mana Leak actually makes this a tough decision. I think I'm gonna play the Shark. Now I have a Shark in play. This turn is gonna be crucial if I can get past this turn. I like my spot a decent amount. Oh, the opponent had to pass. Not a land, please. Cryptic Command is, in fact, not a land. Very, very strong. Okay, so now I'm kind of back in the situation that I was hoping for when I drafted Chrome Seed Shark. Get into this situation where the opponent has to act. I get kind of paid off for playing reactive stuff. So let's see. The opponent wants to put more mana into play. I could actually see mana leaking this, making the clock faster by making the incubator live end of turn, and then sit behind the cryptic with double the clock. Let's see if it pays out. The incubator is now alive. Watery Grave, not very exciting. Maybe I just play Vista. I do have to remember the swamp is on the bottom, so I actually don't really want to fetch that into the deck. Chromatic Star, that's fine. Believe that's going to get cracked right away. Opponent has a blue. Pearl is hit. 1, 2, 3, 4 mana right now. Nothing. Huh. Bowmasters. That is a good draw because that not only lets me, use all of my 6 mana, it's also most likely going to be an impactful spell. I could see just playing the Bowmaster out end of turn. With third Mox, only 1 land though. Time Spiral is what I was reading a few turns ago. Was like the opponent needed to get to 6 at some point. Echo of Eons. Yeah, this is a beating for the opponent. Orcish Bowmasters does the trick, and we're up 1-0. So great skill was displayed here. I mulligan into Ancestral Recall, Force of Will. Very, very impressive skill. It's always a delight to showcase great skill on the channel. So artifacts, broken, spells, draw 7s. I think I'm pretty well set up. Like, I have both forces. I have Full Breacher and Orcish Bowmasters as, like, anti-draw. I have Daze, Pierce, Leak, Cryptic, and Confluence if we get further into the game. Even Snapcaster for Artifact Disruption, Skydiver, Dak Phaeton. I have my own Ancestral Recall and Jewelry. I have my own Ursa Saga. Yeah, I don't think I can I can ask for more here. Okay. This is a tough one because Force is awesome. If I draw the first land, I can either Malcolm, which can kind of bridge me into the game, or I can Bowmasters, which is just most likely going to be an insane card. Dak as well. I'm actually going to keep this. I'm keeping this because I think it's possible to find a blue or black source within 2 draws. And even if I don't, I still think I have a shot. What is going on here? The opponent kept Sapphire Recall, I would assume. I draw a brick. That's probably going to be my Force Fodder. So funnily enough, we kind of have the same hand. The only question is if the opponent's going to sit on the Ancestral. Okay. I'm going to let Mystical Tutor resolve because then it's kind of like the opponent skips their draw step. Let's see. Ancestral Recall it is. I'm going to Force a Will, pitching Expressive Iteration. The opponent did not, like, this is kind of funny because I don't have the land either. So this is like some kind of game. That's super funny. Like, the opponent probably thought, oh, I just lost. Sol Ring is awesome. See if they have anything relevant out of the Sol Ring. Please just play, like, Candelabra or something. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Now the opponent's kind of into the game. Maybe they had the Sol Ring all along, actually. Ooh. Let's see. Which one is better? Malcolm or Jacerin's Prodigy? I'm actually going to go for the Malcolm. Yeah, we have some kind of a game here. If I get to steal that Sol Ring, I imagine I'm winning. If the opponent slips a good spell through Daze this turn, I imagine I'm losing. So yeah, a lot of stuff can happen here depending on what's in the opponent's hand. Opponent cracks a star for black. Okay. This okay, preordained, sure. So maybe it was a speculative black. Helm of Awakening. So the cool thing about that card is that lets me play Hull Breacher end of turn, and that lets me play Dak Faden on my turn. That is interesting. So the opponent's on some kind of storm plan. Play Hull Breacher, untap. Nice draw. Yeah, I can kind of crush my opponent here. Because attacking with Hull Breacher first, then second main phase, I go play land, tap, mountain and island, play Dak Faden, target my opponent. They discard 2 cards, I get 2 treasures. Now the opponent's down to 1 card. I can play Jace's Prodigy. I can play Jace's Prodigy and Bowmasters and Malcolm on this turn. This is super awesome. So the Helm is definitely helping me out here. Let's see if the opponent has something really good that doesn't care about Hull Breacher. I feel like they have to have something really, really good here. Oh, okay. Okay, so that does it. We just demolished the opposition 2-0, all 3 matches. Everything kind of worked out. I mean, don't get me wrong. I really liked the deck. I had the forces. I had like a reasonable amount of win cons. I had the saga. I had a great number of acceleration. I think I had like a, I don't know, maybe 9 out of 10 deck, and the game, it just worked out. So this is not really like rocket science, but I feel like we did some good choices throughout the draft and the games that ultimately led to victory. So that's always cool to showcase. I mean, I'm gonna do a few more Supreme cube drafts, so I hope you'll enjoy this format just a little longer. And yeah, as always, thanks so much for watching, and see you next time, guys.